is up, YouTube, and welcome back to Baldman Reacts. Had a request to do both versions of Taion, the original version, which came off of Nil, and the second version, which came off Traced in Air. I want to thank all of the wonderful help and wonderful people on the Sixth Guns Discord channel for helping me out, for getting the right versions, for getting the translations. So this goes out to all of those wonderful people for getting me straight and passing on the knowledge. Originally I was just going to do the album versions. I did do the album version of Taion a while ago, but I haven't listened to it since, so it's going to be pretty fresh. And they recommended I do them both live. Do both different versions live because of the mix issues, which unfortunately are prevalent in some of the older Gazette stuff and older VK in general. So I'm looking forward to it. I know this one has been requested quite a bit to do a comparison of. I'm going to do Wakamachi at some point. I promise I'm going to get to it, but I figure this one will also be acceptable. So we're doing Taion, we're doing both versions, and here we go. This is the original from Live in 06. Alright. Certainly haven't seen this version. My guess is they probably used it to open the set, or possibly as a encore. Really like those riffs. Really powerful screams there. I think it's the only track I've heard from them that almost has a slightly Nirvana-esque riff here. I like the different textures in that opening part. I like that nice, heavy riff there. Good backing vocals. It's a good contrast. They do a great job with their guitar accents. You get a bit of that chord-like dissonance. It's impressive how tight they are with this riffing live. Oh, I like that shift. It's a really seamless shift as well. Great vibrato once again by Ruki. They sound really good for this being 07. really like that. I guess call it a solo or just a guitar accent. It's a really nice passage. Works really well over that riff. It's an interesting choice for a lead tone here. Almost has a keyboard-like feel to it. A little bit of treble work there. The more I listen to him, the more I've come to really enjoy Kai as a drummer. I'm always impressed with his feel, with his cymbal usage, and the way he feels an accent or a fill. And he's also really well-rounded. Really like those accent guitars there. Didn't realize they're using acoustics for it. That works. Such a powerful track, and I'm always in love with what Ruki does vocally. I'm guessing he probably ad-libs a bit live as well. He just adds in more of that grab you, painful emotion that he conveys in his lyrics. Nice pick scrapes. I like what they do with this passage. There's so many additional textures. Nice bit of reverb and on his vocals there. It's a good way to close that track out. All right, that was the original Taion live. Looks like 0607. It's a really enjoyable performance, and I like the original. So I'm looking forward to hearing the traced in air version. I love the riffs. It certainly is an interesting touch that he went English with the lyrics. I understand the second version are all in Japanese. Got the mighty Hellsearches translation. Man, having her be such a fan of a couple of bands that I've done, Gazette and Misha Bray, really, really helps people like me, critics and YouTubers, do what we do, because she's got such a great sense of what she's doing and really puts so much thought and so much effort and so much care into her translations and does tons of research where most people would just translate the track. So big thank you to her. I love the version. I'm guessing he probably ad-libs a little bit live. vocally, Ricky does anyway. And I like the vocal effects they were using in that live performance. I think they actually worked really well and added some depth to it. The band does such a great job with their guitar accents and different layers and textures. Even for an older track from these guys, it's deceptively complex. It really is. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of layers that add different elements to the emotions that you're feeling. And one of the things I love about them, the many, is just how well they're able to make the listener feel something. They're all incredibly talented players. And like I said, I'm more or less to Kai, the more I'm impressed I become with him. I'm a fan of really strong drummers, and I've grown up listening to some of the best in metal. And, well, I'm not going to say he's probably as fast as some of those guys. He's certainly a phenomenal drummer, and I love listening to him. So, we get into the Traced in Air versions that are live that the guys and gals over at the Discord page or Discord server hooked me up with. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Traced in Air version of Taion. Here we go. Letting it go a cappella. I like it. Really strong vibrato there. That's a great way to open this. Certainly similar in the riff patterns here, the riffing. I like that slight head stutter that Kai did back there, that little point in drums. The guitar accents are different here. The lead accent's definitely different. The groove is still nice and crunchy. Their tones are a little heavier. Definitely a different accent lick for the guitars and different tones. This chorus is so heavy, it's so simple, and it's so effective. Hard not to love it. It's really interesting the effect they're putting on that 12 string. God, I love his voice. That is such a strong amount of power, breath control, and vibrato that he has. It's interesting because other than the lyrics being all in Japanese, the rest of what they change, it's just subtle. It's subtle little things. Lead tone's also a little different here. Still has a similar sound, but it's definitely noticeably different. I like the vibrato he's using here in the solo a bit more as well. They do a great job with the backup vocals. Really like that heavier riff. A little bit of wah in there as well. Great fill there. Really inspired Silver. In live vids, they really do need to show Kai more. He's very flashy behind the kit. Very exaggerated in his motions, very showy. That's always enjoyable to watch a really showy drummer. There's not as many layers of sound in this one as they did before, as they had in the original. Definitely prefer the guitar tones here as opposed to the original. Right. That was the Traced in Air version of Taion. Doing both versions for you lovely and wonderful people here today. So, which one do I prefer? Well, it's like asking which one of your kids or which one of your best friends you prefer. It really is. Breaking down into the details here, I honestly prefer the lyrics in Japanese over hearing him do it in English, especially because you can tell at the time that Ryuki just wasn't as comfortable singing English, and I think the lyrics in Japanese flow better. They have just a smoother texture throughout the vocal passages. I prefer the guitar tones in the second version, but I do like some of the additional layers of textures in the first version as opposed to the second. So it's not really a case of which one I like better. It's that I like different elements from both versions. Give me the vocal melodies and the lyrics in all Japanese from the Trace Air version. Give me the different textures from the original. I just really like what they were doing with all the different textures and the different elements. The second version feels a bit more raw, a bit more stripped, and while that's certainly nice, I like those different layers. They seem like they were playing a little more loose in the second version live than they did in the first one. The first one was very, very tight, almost choked in a way. It's that really tight precision playing, and if you want a little bit more of a loose, more loose feel, then the second version is going to have that. But if you want that tight precision, you could want that out of the first version. I definitely prefer the heavier tones in the second version. I prefer the lead tone a little bit more, and I think I like the clarity and the lead tone of the guitar accents in the newer version more, as opposed to the first version. So the drumming and the bass playing were phenomenal throughout. It's give or take there, but I can't truly say I prefer one over the other, as I truly enjoy elements of both versions, and it would be taking those elements together and mashing it and making one version that I might consider better, and that honestly is splitting hairs. It really is. They're both great versions of the track, and really enjoyed hearing the growth there as well. So it's great. It's an enjoyable track. Love it to death. One that I will certainly go back to more, because I just hadn't gone back to it since I heard it, since I did the original version of the video I did for it back in, I want to say, February. But man, since just in the past couple of months alone, I've listened to so much music and so many different bands that I can't keep, that I wish I'd love to tell you that I can keep track of it all, but there's points where I just go back to the list and go, who did I do last week and what did I hear? But awesome stuff. Great request. Once again, thanks to the wonderful guys and gals over on the Six Guns Discord channel for taking the time to help me out with this. I truly appreciate it. Their help was invaluable, and it made the video better, because I'd probably just have looked up the original, the studio versions, and I think everything I've heard so far, the live versions have sounded better. Other than, I'm going to be curious to see how the new tracks off Ninth translate live. But you might be surprised. They might sound really, really good. I think the record is going to be the best mixed record that they've done to date. But that's because I'm a huge Josh fan, and he's absolutely one of my favorite producers right now. So, all that said, I love you guys. I appreciate it very much. The next comparison I do with the Gazette will be for Wakamachi, so hold me to it. We'll do the original version, and we'll do one of the newer lives just to show the growth in Ruki's vocals. And I will admit, I have heard the track, and I think I've heard one of the lives as well. So I have heard both versions of it before. So I'm familiar with how it's going to sound, but I haven't really broken it down and put my spin on it yet. So we'll get there. That'll be the next one. Love you guys. Thank you to all my law enforcement, military veterans, and first responders for what you do every single day. As always, you have been awesome. I have been Baldman. I will see you in the next one. Be excellent to each other and keep head back.